Hello everyone, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I got another Division video, and a lot of you in the last couple of weeks have been asking for me to do an updated build video. Here it is. I'm really excited to show you guys this build because I am very proud of this build. Like, it's taken so many times, so many hours, so many rerolls, so many just overall like attempts, I should say, to make my gear as good as it is right now. And I'm not saying it's the best gear in the world, but I'm very happy with where it is, and I want to share it with you guys and tell you guys how I got to here. So there is a couple things to mention, which I will update you guys during the course of the video. There are some gear that is going to be switched out, and I'll explain why. Okay, so let's go right into the gear. So I am rocking 256,000 DPS. By the way, guys, if your DPS is ever bugged, someone in my stream told me a cool little secret here. You can shoot and reload, and after you reload, it will tell you your actual DPS. So 256, 80k health, which is a lot more than my previous couple of builds, as most of you know, and 11.3 thousand skill power, which seems like a little bit more as well. Usually I'm rocking like, 9k to 10k. So I'm going to show you guys how our stats are this good, and what you guys can look forward to if you ever want to build something like this. So this is the Sentry's Call build, where you do 4 sentries and then you have 2 gold items left over. Some people ask me, hey Drew, why not do 4 sentry 2 striker? It's because the 2 striker, the passive talent that you get with it is only 20% armor destruction, and that's only against NPCs. Okay, it's not very good, so you're gonna be giving up 2 really good talents, which we're gonna go over right now before we go over the sentry's gear. So like I said, 4 sentry pieces, and this right here is necessary for the dark zone in this point in time. This is a pre 1.2 build. Now 1.2 probably won't be out for, I don't know, maybe like another 2 weeks. I'm not sure, they haven't announced it yet, but 1.1 came out in, I think, April 13th, something like that, the second week of April. So I'm assuming that the second week of May is going to be when 1.2 comes out. And 1.2 is when they're going to be fixing this broken talent called Reckless. Now, you may be like, okay, increases damage by 13% and increases incoming damage by 10%. That doesn't seem too broken, Drew. And the reason this is broken is because the stats are actually flipped. Like, as most of you know, recently they had a problem with damage to elites or protection from elites. If you had protection from elites, you took double the amount of damage that you were supposed to mitigate. So say you had 10% damage from elites. What that was supposed to do is you're supposed to take 10% less from elites. However, it made you take 10% more from elites, which, it's been fixed. It has something to do with having some of the information on server side, some of the information on client side, and apparently this is a client side bug, which they need to do a major update to update the client side. So this isn't going to be fixed till 1.2, but for the time being, you must have this on your chest piece. You have to, because instead of taking 10% more damage, you actually mitigate 10% more damage. So you're getting 13% damage higher, and you're decreasing the damage taken by 10%. So this second part of the stat here is backwards. So this chest piece is awful. It's not even good, but I'm just using it for the sole fact that Reckless is just ridiculously strong. So health attribute, armor attribute. Here, instead of health, I mean, you could have like crit hit damage, some other stuff. I think you can get crit hit damage on a chest piece, but maybe like exotic damage resilience would be better there. I can't stress you guys enough how good exotic damage resilience really is. Increased kill XP, you rather this have ammo capacity, especially if you're, max level. You don't need increased kill XP, which I hope they switch that out for another stat soon. But the fact that they aren't makes me think that they're probably going to raise the level in the first DLC. Probably like level 40 or something. So sticky bomb damage, that doesn't help me at all. I don't use the sticky bomb, 1 mod slot. So if I were to have the perfect chest piece, this right here would be pulse duration, this would be ammo capacity, and this would be like exotic damage resilience or something else. But, however, it has Reckless. It's a firearms vest. It's not bad. So we use that for right now. Now on your gloves, Okay, on your gloves, there is a talent called Savage. You want to have this talent. This is the best talent for gloves, hands down. Critical hit chance is increased by 13% against targets out of cover, and that 13% critical hit chance stacks on top of the 60%, that it's cut off on the 60% max. I think it's it is crit like stop at 60. I think it is 60. But so say you have 60% crit hit chance, which by the way is way too much, and that's the cap. Let's say I think it's 60 or 65. If you have Savage, it'll be 13% on top of that. So it's ridiculous to give you 13% crit hit chance on just a set of gloves. Make sure you guys have Savage. I understand that the targets have to be out of cover, but most of your gunfights against players are going to be out of cover. That's just how the game is, especially on PC. It's extremely fast paced. Not many people are sitting in cover, but that is a huge talent to have. We have critical hit chance, health on kill, critical hit damage. I like these. Obviously, skill attribute right here, not that good. You want pulse duration. Now, these gloves here are perfect. However, they're firearms. This is what you want. This is what you're looking for. You want critical hit damage, critical hit chance, health on kill. I really like health on kill a lot. I know some people make fun of me in my streams sometimes, being like, you like health on kill. Health on kill helps you out in so many situations, not only when you're killing, mobs in the dark zone and other stuff, but there's a lot of situations where mobs will kind of be in your way when you're on a manhunt or when you're in a rogue run. And this will help you out to keep your health as high as possible when somebody's chasing you. Sometimes, since I run the talent where you get the 40% damage mitigation when you kill, or it's not 40, it's like 10%. Let me look real quick for you. Okay, so this one talents, this one right here. Kill hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 30% for 10 seconds. That's insane. So if you're running in like a rogue run or whatever, and you know how I like hip fire and run at the same time, I'm going to be getting 30% reduced incoming damage on top of the health that I'm getting back from health on kill. It's really, really good. That's another thing that you could get on your chest piece, health on kill. I think 20% health on kill is insanely good, especially because it procs against other players. So there's a lot of times in gunfights where I kill somebody and I run up and I have my heal and my med kit are on cooldowns. So I just run up, melee them, get that chunk of health back, and it's really helpful. So while we're in the talents, I might as well show you guys what I'm running. Okay, so we got critical save since I PvP all the time. Really, really helpful. Combat medic, use a med kit near allies to heal group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. Now somebody told me that this actually procs for yourself as well. It considers yourself as an ally, so you heal for 40% more. So my med kits just heal me for massive amounts. It's insane. One and none, obviously, I think is one of the best talents in the game. Got to keep that on. So yeah, those are the talents I'm running. But let's get back to the gloves. Like I said, guys, just make sure you got Savage on your gloves and you should be good to go. Now, if you're asking why I don't have set items on my gloves, I haven't found gloves good enough where I want to trade them out yet, because there is one situation here where, say, when they change the chest, when they fix reckless, I should say, the other talents for the chest pieces aren't that great. So if I can get like really good Sentry gloves or really good Sentry chest plate, I may switch them out and then get a normal mask. Now, the reason I want to get a normal mask is because on the masks there's this talent where you can remove status effects by using a med kit. That is so huge. Like, status effects are so annoying, especially incendiary bullets. I try to eat energy bars. I try to do everything I can to keep myself from being on fire, but if you have people who are really, really abusing incendiary bullets, they can keep just like constantly chain CCing you, which I don't think that's how the instant bullets should work. I think they should be changed a little bit. Maybe add it so like when somebody is caught on fire, it reduces the amount of healing that they can, heal for. Like, how Ignite kind of cuts your healing in half on League of Legends, something like that. And you shouldn't not be able to like do anything. When you're on fire, you can't use skills, you can't shoot, you can't really do anything, but maybe like I think you can use a med kit. Which, using med kits on that face mask talent might be godlike. So I've been keeping my eyes out for really good Sentry gloves or a Sentry chest piece that I could switch out. But as of right now, if you're running the 4 Sentry, the best 2 talents by far are on the gloves and on the chest plate. So Reckless on the chest plate, Savage on the gloves, and then the rest is I just have Sentry calls. So here's my Sentry call mask, which is a pretty good roll. 12.5% exotic damage resilience, 13% blind and deaf resistance, and plus 3% pulse critical hit damage bonus, which is nice because I run a pulse critical hit damage, build. So decent armor. You could get armor on this, but exotic damage resilience is so good because it's going to protect you from instant bullets, it's going to protect you from explosive bullets, it's going to basically protect you from any type of damage that you're taking that aren't direct impact bullets. So that's really helpful there, flamethrowers, grenades, all that stuff. So let's go back down to the knee pads. I'm using Sentry Call knee pads. Oh, by the way, this is a stamina face mask, by the way, because I didn't want to be too squishy. You don't want to go straight glass cannon with this build because you're going to be doing enough damage as it is. There's no need to have your firearms like through the roof. 2659 is more than enough firearms for this build. You don't need any more. So we got damage to elites. This isn't great, but I haven't gotten better knee pads since. So I much rather have something else here. I think you might be able to get crit hit chance here. I'm not 100%. But 18% critical hit damage is really good. 28% disrupt resistance, which is good. The 98% scavenging isn't very good. Scavenging isn't a very good stat, guys, but it's okay. I think a lot of people are saying that there's glitches with scavenging, saying once you hit 100% scavenging, it resets. So say you have like 130% scavenging, you really only have like 30% scavenging. So I think what you want to do is you want to get your scavenging as close to 100% as possible. So if you can get like 98% scavenging, that would be perfect. So these do have 98% scavenging. It's the only stat that I have that has scavenging. However, they give you 15% scavenging just to everyone. So it puts me a little bit over. The 9% pulse critical hit damage is really nice. Shock resist is really nice. Now, however, I don't think the resistances help you in the time that you're stunned. It kind of just helps you with how much damage you take. So say, you get shocked. Shock resist isn't gonna lower the duration of how long you're shocked. It's going to lower the amount of damage you take while you're shocked. So just to show you right here, if we go down to survivability, so bleed resistance, how high a resistance to bleed you have, right? Like it doesn't give you a real description of it, so I don't think people are really that sure. But my burn resistance is 0%, so the exotic damage resilience helps me out a shit ton. You guys have no idea. So yeah, my disorient resist is 0% too. I probably need to get a little bit of burn resist, honestly, because I get shredded by fire bullets sometimes. But that'll be something like fire resist would be something I would like to have, maybe on my mask or something like that. Okay, so we looked at that. Let's look at the backpack. Now, as far as people ask me, where do I get this stuff, right? You can craft this. I have a 204 blueprint. There's a lot of blueprints. Make sure you guys check the Dark Zone safe houses. There's a lot of blueprints there for vests and gloves and that kind of thing. I still have my old gloves, my 182 blueprint. I haven't seen a 204 gloves blueprint out yet. There might be one out there. I haven't personally seen it. So I'm still rocking the 182s. So these two I got from crafting. The Sentry's backpack I got from the Incursion, which you can run multiple times. I got it on I think on a challenging run. And then the mask and the knee pads, there should be, I think there still is. I bought them like a week and a half ago. The blueprints are in the base of operations for these two things. There's 2 sentries, there's 2 strikers, and the holster I actually got this holster the other night. I was running this one, but even though this one gave me a little more health, this one raised my DPS and my skill power quite a bit, so I thought I would go with this. Especially because look at that god roll, 9.5% critical hit damage. I like it, and it has armor, which is really good. You could get skill haste here, which I'm a huge fan of because skill haste affects all of your skills, which is huge. But the whole reason that you're running the set bonus for the Sentry is because of Stalker. A lot of people really don't understand why I run 4 Sentry. The reason is because this set bonus here is absolutely ridiculous. Headshots mark the enemy, increasing the damage inflicted on the target by 15% for a duration of 10 seconds each. A target can receive up to 3 marks. So when you headshot somebody, especially because I use an AUG, which shoots a lot of bullets really fast, I can mark somebody in a split tenth of a second. And as soon as they are marked, my entire team, my entire squad is going to do 45% more damage to that player. Now, there's been so many times where someone will pop defensive ult, and if we focus all the same person, we can like bust right through that defensive ult and just kill them because of Sentry's call. Now, what's even more broken is if you have 2 people that have Sentry's call, I'm almost positive that they stack each other, so like you can keep it stacked ridiculously long, and I think it may even stack twice. So instead of 45%, you'll be doing 90%. So it's just ridiculous. It's the direct counter to the defensive ult. However, you know, with defensive ult, they're gonna be running fast. You gotta make sure you hit your headshots. So that's why you know, with all my accuracy on my AUG, which helps out a lot because it makes the gun shoot a lot straighter, it helps me hit more headshots. And that's the gear that I'm using. However, let me go through and show you the mods. I'm using a 3% exotic damage resilience stamina mod, which is just a placeholder right now. I might switch this out for something else, but I don't need armor, which I'll show you in just a second. On this one, I'm running 160 armor, which is like the god roll for this level 32 mod. And then for the face mask, I'm running 3% signature ability resource gain, which probably will get switched out at some point. There's like, I mean, I could switch it out for health. I could switch it out for some stuff. But for right now, it's kind of like a placeholder. And like I said, when this gets fixed, I'll probably switch to this vest right here, which is really good. It has armor, health on kill, ammo capacity, pulse duration, and a mod slide. It literally has everything that I want. This talent here, I think Vigorous is like the second best behind you know, Reckless getting patched, but I don't really need Vigorous. Vigorous makes it so that all your abilities can overheal, but I already have overheal on my skill, so like I don't think I need this. I think Rapid is really good. Decrease cooldown for healing skills by 13%. I think this is going to help me out a lot because this means medkits. This means, you know, your E if you're using the heal like I am. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. It has all the attributes that I want. Yeah. All right. So let's look at the weapons. Now for the weapons for this specific build, I'm using the AUG A3 Para that was in the base of operations last week. It has an extremely high base damage, 22.5% critical hit chance, which is a bit low, but brutal, vicious, and meticulous is not too bad as stats. In my AUG video, I talked about vicious not being that good. It's actually not that bad if you run overheal, because you can overheal before a fight, and then you can have that 13.5% critical hit chance for a bit, especially if you have you know, health on kill and other stuff like that. It's going to keep your health up. So the vicious is actually pretty good. It's not as bad as I expected, you know, because that's a lot of critical hit chance. You got to think like fierce is what, 8.5%. That's 13.5. So as long as you can stay at full health, you can be shredding pretty hard. Meticulous, I feel like meticulous like never procs, and it bugs a lot with one is none. It bugs a lot with that, a lot. Did I say a lot yet? But yeah, it bugs sometimes, and it's very frustrating. So just keep a lookout for that. But you can use like any type of weapon with this. You want to use an ACR, you want to use, you know, a Vector. It should be fine in this build as long as you have the talents that you want. I'm still using my level 30 first wave M1A, which is bringing my gear score down a lot. Don't forget, guys, in my gear score video, I told you your gear score really doesn't matter. If you have a lower level gun that has better talents, then just run that and, you know, does better damage. So I have a level 30 pistol and a level 30 secondary. Now, if these were 204 weapons, I think my gear score was like 208, something like that. So not a bad build. Is there anything I haven't showed you guys? Okay, in case you guys haven't seen, let's go through the attachments. So I'm running the micro red dot sight You can get this in the base of operations. There should be a blueprint in there. 21.5% headshot damage, 7.5% critical hit chance. I'm running accuracy and critical hit damage on my barrel. Like I said, people will complain about accuracy, but accuracy is really, really good on SMGs because it makes it shoot a lot straighter. You'll still have to fight the recoil and that kind of thing, but the accuracy is so huge if you're running fire rate. So I'm running accuracy on both my flash hider and my my laser sight. Hip fire accuracy is really good because, like I said, you know, I hip fire a lot. It's a lot harder to hip fire on console, so maybe you want to switch this out for like some other under barrel. I don't know. It's up to you. My extended mag, 97% magazine size, 27.7% rate of fire. That's almost as good as it's gonna get for, you know, a dropped item. That's something I got in the dark zone, so it was crazy. I was really excited about that. All right, let's go quickly into my secondary, which I've shown in multiple videos, but in case this is your first time here, we got Deadly, Brutal, Talented. Talented helps me a lot because when I kill a target, it ups my skill power by 7.5%. So considering I run a really low skill power on this build, it's really nice. 162% headshot damage. You know, like I said, Brutal, Deadly. Let's look at the mods here. So I'm running a pro red dot sight. The reason I'm not running like a scope is because I don't think you really need it. You know, when the shouldering with no scoping is just really good. So I got headshot damage, critical hit chance there. Let's go to the flash hider. I need to replace this flash hider. Right now I'm just running accuracy and 9.5% optimal range. That needs to get changed out. A lot of people were saying that I shouldn't run accuracy on snipers, but I don't think people realize that accuracy makes your bullets go straighter, even when your gun is completely shouldered. Like, you ever shoot a sniper and just kind of have the bullets go funny? That's due to the accuracy. And I think a lot of people think that accuracy is only dependent on like how big the scope is, when that's just not true. Like, it depends on some other things too. But you definitely don't want accuracy inflating your DPS. So I hear you guys on that. You know, I'll probably switch this out for something else. I don't know. I don't think accuracy is too needed on snipers, but you know, I do hear you guys on that. So then I have weapon damage and magazine size because there's no point in running fire rate. So yeah, and then my pistol, I have Deadly on this thing. It's actually pretty nice. It's really under leveled, but it's still decent. I'm running extended mag, 97% magazine size, 35% critical hit damage, which is going to stack on top of the Deadly, which is really nice. Small muzzle with accuracy and reduced threat. Nothing special, but just give you guys a heads up. Okay, so this is the cool part. You guys ready to see what my armor's at? My armor is at the exact. Now, I was like, I went and checked my armor. I was like, no way. 4640 is the exact amount that 65% ends up being. So, like, if you have like 4690, you want like 50 less armor. So make sure to like switch out a mod that has less armor, might have more stamina, that kind of thing. But I thought this was awesome that my armor was perfectly capped out. So that should be it. I pretty much showed you guys everything. Some people want to see critical hit damage, critical hit chance 49%, critical hit damage 114. I know the critical hit damage isn't that high, but you don't need a high amount of critical hit damage because it's going to scale with your sentries really hard. 165% headshot damage, which is really nice. 56 accuracy, stability, all that good stuff. So 18 range, like, isn't that crazy that my AUG works only to its full potential at a smaller range than the shock turret? Insane. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. I love you all, and hopefully this helped you out. If it did, be sure to drop the video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Okay, there we go.